As We See It is an American comedy drama that premiered on Amazon Prime Video in 2022. The series was created by Jason Katims, and it is based on the Israeli TV show called On the Spectrum by Dana Idisis and Yuval Schafferman. As We See It follows the story of three roommates: Jack, who's dressed in the blue shirt, Harrison with the yellow shirt, and Violet, all of whom are in their 20s, all of whom are on the autism spectrum. The series follows their lives as they look for work, they make friends, and they fall in love. For starters, let's talk about the show. It was riveting. It was a difficult watch. It's a comedy drama for a reason. I laughed, I cried. It made me uncomfortable, I wrote there. Some of it I can't even write my writing. I was emotional when I wrote this. I wrote this. It's sad, but it's not sad, overly sad, but it's real. And I wrote here that comedy can be found in the oddest of places. And this show really emphasizes that. And it's a must-watch. I strongly recommend it to all my classmates and my teacher. And yeah, it was an impactful watch. It was a visceral experience. Before I continue, I should note that all of the lead characters in As We See It are played by actors who are themselves on the autism spectrum. The role of Jack Hoffman, the lead character, is played by Rick Glassman. Jack is high functioning. He himself, in the first or second episode, describes his diagnosis as Asperger's. What's noticeable is that he does live with deficits in social emotional reciprocity. He's got no social cues. He's a bit too honest sometimes in the workplace, which can lead to some trouble. He often will repeat what's said to him in confidence, but he repeats it at the worst time. One thing that I thought was really admirable is the second episode. Jack, his character, learns about the word advocate and what it means, and he automatically identifies that his father is his advocate, and the same token that his character is going through something, and he says to him, "I'm going to be your advocate now." And I thought it was a side note, a really nice touch to the storyline. The roles of Harrison Dietrich and Violet Wu are played by Albert Ritecki and Sue-Ann Pien, respectively. Unlike the character of Jack, they are on the other end of the spectrum. They are lower functioning, as you would say. Harrison suffers from deficits with social interactions, especially social initiation. He's got no friends and has a very, very hard time establishing eye contact and starting a conversation. While Violet is the opposite. She has no problem starting a conversation, except for her, she has no sense of danger. She's seeking adult relationships, including sexual relationships, and does not understand the dangers that can come with them. While all three characters display some signs or traits associated with autism spectrum disorders, not one character has displayed all three or all the symptoms at once so far on the series. What seems to be similar and the common thread with all these characters is a deficit in social emotional interactions, reciprocity, and so on. One thing I didn't thought that was kind of cool, and I took note of it before I knew what it was called, was their drama club is a performance art. They rehearse scenes from movies. Violet is rehearsing a scene from When Harry Met Sally, while Jack is rehearsing a scene from Notting Hill, the famous scene that's I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. That scene. But I thought it was so cool that they were rehearsing those dramatic scenes. And then earlier this afternoon in class, we talked about scripting. And we talked about it in terms of early childhood education. But it's obviously done with adults. And that really blew my mind. What a wonderful opportunity. And I look forward to learn more about that. I'm going to end this video with a short clip from the second episode of As We See It, courtesy of Prime Video. And it's a short clip about the other lead character. I guess she's still a supporting character. It's the role of Mandy. She's the aide for the three characters. And she just talks about her job, her responsibility, her role, what she thought of it before, as opposed to what it is now. I hope you enjoy, and if you get a chance to watch the show, I know you will enjoy.
Violet, and she so desperately wants to be normal. But is that coming from inside of her, or is that what Instagram is telling her life is supposed to look like? You know? I don't know. The three of them have just all taught me so much.
And if you could distill what you've learned from them to one salient point, what would that be?
I think I started out thinking my job was to help them fit into the world, you know? But the more I've been there, the more I realize the last thing that I would ever want to do is make them change. I think it's more about figuring out how to better understand them.